Well, we're staying on the subject of learning. If you've ever done a night class, you'll know how tough it can be keeping up attendance on those cold winter evenings. So what if you could do it all from the comfort of your own home? Online learning, doing courses over the internet, is tipped as a huge growth area. John Moylan has been to one internet startup hoping to cash in on the boom.
This internet company fits all the usual cliches. The staff are all under 25, own a stake in the business. Many expect to be internet millionaires. Where the company differs is in what it sells: knowledge.
The idea came from the fact that I always had gaps in my knowledge, and the educational system was time sensitive. You had to learn a particular subject at age 12 and so forth. It was not individualized. You had a classroom of 30 people, whatever, and the training or the teaching was delivered in the same manner, at the same pace, the same style to every individual, regardless of their background.
Born in a fishing village in South Vietnam, Sieng van Tran arrived in the UK 18 years ago, one of several thousand Vietnamese boat people. Like many, he spoke no English. School was tough. But the experience helped form the idea for his internet firm, turning education into an e-commerce commodity. Subscribers pay £175 and get access to over 400 online courses, like how to start your own business. As new material becomes available, you pay per view. The idea so impressed ex-Cisco Systems UK boss Alan Watkins that he helped fund it.
When I joined Cisco, going back to that, we thought we just had the most significant company that had ever been existed, even bigger than Microsoft. I sincerely believe this is now the most ubiquitous model I've ever seen, because everybody from the age of 2 to 102 requires knowledge transfer of one form or another. They need to take on new skills every day of the week. And it seems to me that, therefore, if you can appeal to everybody across all those demographics, across the world, then there isn't a bigger model than that to address.
The extra cash helped Sieng and his co-founder grow the company. In came Sieng's 2 brothers, 3 of his ex-schoolmates, 2 friends he met in America, and a couple of the lad's girlfriends. All have computing or education backgrounds. Sales and marketing expertise arrived courtesy of Alan. Online learning is set to explode, fueled by the falling cost of computers and internet access. It won't replace schools and universities, but educationalists claim it may offer a real alternative to night classes or to some postgraduate courses.
In a classroom, you might have an hour or 2, and you might have 30 people. There's not much they can do in that time. But if you spread it out over a week and people work at home in their own time, or even better if it's workplace learning, if they work in the workplace, then they can do ever so much more actively, like active learning, than you can do in ordinary classrooms.
Sieng intends to float the company in the autumn, and if he does become an internet millionaire, he's promising to establish an online learning education think tank. John Moylan, BBC News.
Today, he said thank you to the people who set him on the road to riches. He went back to share his latest venture with pupils at his old school in northwest London. Damon Green was there too.
Sieng's what you'd call an internet whiz kid, pioneering the technology that's bringing the capital's children into the computer age. And when you think that he arrived in Britain at the age of 7 without a word of English, it makes his expertise even more remarkable. Back today with pupils of his old school, Willesden High, he thinks computers can be their route to success.
I had a very hard struggle when I was determined, and I think every child can do that. Every individual has their own strength, and the computers allow these children to explore and identify what their strengths are, because with access to the internet you can learn virtually anything. You can learn of who you want, whatever you want.
He might be an internet tycoon today, but 18 years ago he was part of a refugee family newly arrived from Vietnam. His life a daily fight to overcome a language barrier and settle into school in a foreign land. His method, hard graft. His dad recalls how he'd stay at school night after night catching up with his work.
When he finished school, he go to work, and after that he come back home too late. Sometimes about 2-3 weeks and I'll come home, you know.
Now Sieng's developed a computerised learning programme to help children like himself. It's been given free of charge to the school where he made his start, to open their eyes to a world of learning.
Most of all, to connect with other people, other children of similar mindsets to themselves with similar interests, wherever they may be. If they're not in the school, they could be across the Atlantic.
His former teachers admire all his abilities, but most of all the ability to help other youngsters do what he did.
To see that there are other students with the same sort of background as his, as refugees or recent comers into the country, who need assistance but can achieve. He has shown that achievement can be gained, even in unwelcoming circumstances, perhaps.
Perhaps Sieng has a lesson for all of us. In North London, this is Damon Green for London Tonight.
Perhaps Sieng could come and teach us how to use the internet. I still haven't got a clue how to work it.
He's brilliant, and I hope he told those kids as well, don't buy shares in the companies unless you really know what you're doing. That is it for this evening.
It is indeed. We'll back again tomorrow night. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye now.